Welcome to a new section of the course called Github. In this section, we're going to do a few things. First, in this lesson, we're going to talk about where the repositories are. So again, we'll jump into the course documentation here and look at where the repositories are. We'll talk a little bit more about Git and GitHub. And later in this section, what we'll do is, now that we have our project created, we need to create an initial repository for our project. So obviously I've already done so, but as you're going along, you want to create an initial repository for this project and push it somewhere you can. We'll also discuss our branching strategy for this course. And we'll talk more about that once we get into that, and creating like a README so that people have information about your project. So just a little bit of a refresher on Git and GitHub and how we're going to use it in this course. So first, the documentation. So if we go into the docs here and go over to GitHub repositories, there's basically two of them. There's a main repo and the UI templates. So we saw in the last section where we talked about the UI that we have some user interface templates. And these are templates that we're going to use to build out the UI for the course. And again, I wanted you to have the raw templates before we start introducing Timeleaf into the equation. So those templates are a separate repo. And then there's the main repo, which is this link here. And you can go into there and find some more information about that. What I'm going to do as well, as I said, you needed to know a little bit about Git and GitHub. I'm going to put some information in this doc. So as you're looking at it now, it's going to be way different when you get to it, about just some more resources on learning a little bit more about Git and GitHub. I have some fantastic resources, little mini courses, YouTube tutorials that you can go through if you want to take this opportunity to just get caught up on Git and GitHub. Again, I know we know that's not the point of this course, but it is something to learn. You know, building real-world projects using real-world workflows just prepares you better for if you do get in, if you're not in a job now where you're using source code control. The next job that you probably take, will have something like that in place. So it's just something good to learn, and I want to give you the resources available to kind of further your education on that. If you're a pro at Git and GitHub, then you don't need to bother with this section. That's fine. You can skip over to it. But as I always say, if you pick up one little thing out of a video or a section, then it was well worth watching. So with that, let's go ahead and move on. Again, in this section, we'll start talking about creating our initial repository, creating a README, and talk about branching in this course. So let's go ahead and move on to the next lesson.